Shifting focus away from the coronavirus, the External Affairs Ministry of India has slammed the United Nations Human Rights Council for its criticism on India. The democratic leaders of the United States and Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, have recently criticized the Indian government in the wake of the Delhi riots. When asked if India is losing friends abroad, this is what India's Foreign Minister Jaishankar had to say.
We heard the Prime Minister yesterday, and he said that from the days of being equidistant from countries, today we want to be friends with everybody. We go the whole distance. But at the same time, we see today a lot of the liberal world, whether it's the human rights activists or whether you see the Democrats in the US, they're angry with India. Also, we have seen remarks of the Khamenei from Iran. So, are we losing friends, or are we just not able to explain to them what the rationale of certain recent decisions have been?
Maybe we're getting to know who our friends really are. Look, the point we make on CA is, it cannot be anybody's case that a government or parliament doesn't have the right to set the terms of naturalization or citizenship. Every government does that, every parliament does that. What we have tried to do is, we have a large number of stateless people in this country. We have tried to reduce the number of stateless people through this legislation. That should be appreciated. We have done it in a way in which we don't create a bigger problem for ourselves. And everybody, when they look at citizenship, has a context and has a criteria.
Away from that, crisis hit Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor now faces charges of money laundering, and the Indian Economic Intelligence Agency, ED, or Enforcement Directorate, has summoned him in connection with this money laundering case. The ED officials are probing Kapoor's role in connection with the disbursal of 13 billion Indian rupees loan to a corporate entity, DHFL. Yes Bank's extended massive loans to DHFL later turned into a non-performing asset, and the ED says that the suspicious transactions between the bank and DHFL run into over 50 billion Indian rupees. Rana Kapoor was the CEO of Yes Bank from its creation back in 2004. However, he had to step down in 2018 after the RBI disapproved his request to extend his tenure. The Enforcement Directorate's move comes a day after the Indian Central Bank, RBI, put a cap on withdrawals at 50,000 rupees from the crisis-hit private bank. However, India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has assured all that the money of depositors is safe. The government-run State Bank of India has been tasked with rescuing Yes Bank and is conducting due diligence on a restructuring plan. SBI, the country's largest lender by assets, will take a 49% stake in Yes Bank.
255 crore shares are outstanding. Then if we have to take 49%, then 245 crore shares multiplied by 10. So 2,550 crore. That is how the figure has come. So to that extent, this figure is correct, that if SBI goes solo and picks up 49% stake, then immediate investment requirement is 2,450 crore.
Meanwhile, shares in India's Yes Bank plunged nearly 60% on Friday as panicky depositors rushed to withdraw money after the central bank took control in a dramatic late-night move. Many business owners fear that the central bank's move would hit their operations too, as the lender with 1,000 branches across India has many commercial clients. Yes Bank is yet another symptom of a larger malaise of India's banking sector, which has been crisis-hit for a long time now. And it has reached a point where the common man's faith in depositing money in a bank is being shaken. The constant turmoil has eroded the trust of the small depositors in India's already frail banking and financial systems. Just like the angry depositors of Yes Bank who are queuing up at ATMs as we speak. In the last few months alone, a similar fate has befallen those of cooperative banks, where withdrawals were severely restricted to just 1,000 rupees to begin with. smaller, relatively unknown cooperative banks were at the receiving end. The Reserve Bank of India's own data for last year shows that at least 4 cooperative banks came under harsh withdrawal restrictions. The Kolkata Mahila Cooperative Bank, the United Cooperative Bank from West Bengal, the Hindu Cooperative Bank from Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank, or PMC Bank. The case of PMC came in the public eye because it was a relatively larger cooperative bank, the one with the most amount of money invested by depositors. And the situation is not about to get any better anytime soon, because India's NBFCs, or non-banking financial companies, also known as the shadow banking industry, is crisis hit as well. It began with the failure of one of the most respected NBFCs among all, IL&FS, back in September 2018, and was subsequently followed by struggles at DHFL, Reliance Capital and the latest Altico. NBFCs are under the scanner in India and they are facing a severe cash crunch. And that is set to have a spillover effect on India's banks, because borrowers have lesser chances of getting cash to repay loans. The risks of bank loans turning bad increases as sources of funding decrease. India's banks are already reeling under a mountain of bad loans. Private banks alone have NPAs, or non-performing assets, worth nearly 2 trillion rupees.